You bought a Ram 1500. The tailgate drops with that solid thud. The salesperson shook your hand, told you congratulations, and sent you home. What they did not tell you, what they are trained not to tell you, is that the number you agreed on does not account for the costs they already knew were coming on that truck. They had the service history. They had the failure windows. You only had the window sticker. Think about how that works in practice. You find a Ram 1500 Laramie listed at $22,000. You negotiate hard. You get them to $19,000. What you did not know is that the dealer already knew that truck had a valve train service coming at 60,000 miles. $4,000 to $7,000. They factored that into the price they were willing to accept. You did not. And if you bought new, the same principle applies. You thought you got a deal. Well, they just let you think that. None of what follows is an opinion. Some of this will save you hundreds. A few will save you thousands. And number one involves a documented legal practice that transferred money directly out of Ram owners' pockets on the day they signed. One, your dealer is trained not to explain voluntarily. Let's get into it. Number 15. Ram's complimentary maintenance program has a hard expiration date most owners miss entirely. When you purchased your Ram, a complimentary oil change and tire rotation window was built into the price of the vehicle. Check your specific purchase documentation for the exact window. It varies by trim and package. Miss that deadline and it is gone permanently. The dealer cannot override it, and Ram's system locks it out. One owner on Ram forum reported paying the full rate for a standard oil change and rotation because he scheduled the appointment 1 week late. The money was already factored into the price he paid at signing. Check your paperwork tonight. It expires whether you use it or not. Number 14. Your Uconnect subscription services like Remote Start, Live Traffic, and the Sirius XM Guardian safety features built into your Ram are free through a trial window tied to your purchase date and package. After that window closes, those features go behind a recurring fee to access technology already installed in a vehicle you already own. Your dealer mentioned the free trial, but they did not give you a calendar showing when it expires or how much it will start costing. Check page 1 of your Uconnect welcome kit for the exact expiration date. Set a reminder for a month before that date. And remember, the hardware is already in your truck. They just decide when you can use it. Number 13. The add-on products buried in your paperwork can be canceled after purchase, and you can get your money back. Nitrogen tire fill, window VIN etching, paint sealant. You have seen this list. Most of it has a cancellation clause written into the contract. The dealer is legally required to process a valid cancellation request. They will not remind you this option exists. For financed add-ons, the refund reduces your outstanding loan balance. Pull out your purchase agreement tonight, read the cancellation terms on every add-on, and submit a written request to the finance department if anything on that list was not something you asked for. Number 12. Using an independent mechanic does not void your Ram warranty. This is the single most profitable myth the dealership business model runs on. Federal law settled this in 1975. The Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act makes it illegal for ROM to void your coverage because you chose an independent facility. They cannot blanket deny coverage because you did not use their service department. A qualified independent Ram specialist often charges significantly less, sometimes 40 to 60%, sometimes more depending on the repair. Keep every receipt. Your paper trail is the evidence if a warranty dispute ever happens. Number 11. The laminated maintenance sheet the service advisor hands you at check-in is not ROM's owner's manual. It is the dealership's preferred revenue schedule, and those two documents are very different. Ram's owner manual for most 1500 models specifies transmission fluid service at 60,000 miles under normal driving conditions. Many dealerships push service at 30,000. That is one unnecessary service at $200 to $350, repeated across the ownership window. Open your owner's manual. Follow the book, not the counter. Every service your dealer recommends should be traceable to a specific mileage marker in that manual. If it is not in there, it is not due. Number 10. Most people will not say this directly, but the dealer preparation fee is one of the most quietly dishonest line items on a vehicle purchase agreement. Stellantis, the corporation that owns the Ram brand, pays its dealers a pre-delivery inspection allowance as part of their standard franchise compensation. It is built into the dealer's margin before you ever walk through the door. When a dealer then adds a separate preparation fee to your buyer's order, typically a few $100s varying by market, they are billing you for work the manufacturer already compensated them to perform. It is legal. It is standard practice. But in many states, it is fully negotiable before you sign. If that fee appeared on your paperwork, you paid for something twice. On future purchases, that is the first line item to challenge. Number 9. The full inspection call from the service advisor is a sales funnel disguised as customer service. You bring your Ram in for a routine oil change. 2 hours later, the advisor calls with a list: fuel injector cleaning, induction service, power steering flush, and you probably already know where this is going. Each item is priced separately. The total is frequently over $1,000. Cross-reference every item against your owner's manual for your specific model and mileage. Many of those services are not due. Tell the advisor you only want what ROM specifies for your truck at your current miles. Watch how fast that list shrinks. Ram advertises tow ratings as high as 12,750 pounds on the Ram 1500. That number requires the max tow package, the correct axle ratio, and the correct engine configuration. Most trucks on the lot do not leave configured to that spec. The salesperson quotes the headline number, while the footnotes often go unread. Before you hook anything to that hitch, confirm your specific truck's actual tow capacity using the link in the description. The number on the advertisement and the number on your truck are not always the same. Number 7. Ram's Certified Pre-Owned badge does not mean what you think it means. The Certified Pre-Owned program requires a documented inspection checklist. A checklist that was supposed to be completed and one that actually was are not always the same document. Ram owner forms document certified pre-owned trucks delivered with oil changes listed as done that were never performed and with cabin filters still original from the factory. If you bought a Ram certified pre-owned, verify the basics yourself this week. Check the oil on the dipstick, pull the cabin filter, have an independent shop test the brake fluid. The badge gets you a warranty. It does not guarantee anyone actually did the work. Number 6. The Ram Diagnostic fee is a profit center, and there is a cheaper option your dealer will never mention. Before anyone touches your truck, you are charged $150 to $250 just to plug in a computer. An independent Ram specialist charges significantly less, and almost always applies that charge toward the repair. Here is the part that genuinely bothers me: the electronic shift module, a component roughly the size of a thick paperback sitting behind your center console, is a known failure point on multiple Ram 1500 generations. The dealer will recommend replacing the module at a cost of $1,400 to $1,800. An independent specialist who can reprogram the existing unit charges $200 to $400 for the same result. The dealer will not tell you that reprogramming is an option because replacement generates more revenue. If this is the kind of information you want before the dealer does, subscribe. It is free and it stays on your side. Number 5. Ram's multi-displacement system, MDS, was left enabled at the factory default on trucks sold to buyers who stated towing intent, and the dealer said nothing. The MDS shuts down 4 of the 8 cylinders during light load driving to improve fuel economy. Ram's own TSB documentation covers the additional wear this creates on the valve train, the components that control when your cylinders fire, under the stop and go, load carrying conditions that describe towing use. Dealers selling Ram 1500s to buyers who describe towing or hauling did not disclose that the factory MDS default accelerates wear under the exact use case the buyer described. The Bulletin was in their system. Nobody flagged it. If you own a Ram 1500 with the 5.7 Hemi and you tow regularly, and a MDS delete module, which is an OBD port device, is your first move. The diagnostic plug is under the dash on the driver's side, about the size of a deck of cards. And here is the thing, none of what you have heard so far happened by accident. The next few items on this list are not oversights. They are features. Keep watching. Number 4. The RamCare prepaid maintenance plan loses all of its value the moment you roll it into your loan. Prepaid plans typically offer 15 to 25% savings on scheduled services, but that math only holds on a cash payment. The moment that plan gets folded into a 72-month loan, you are paying interest on your oil changes. Every dollar of savings gets eaten by the interest charges, and then some. And here is what the finance manager will not say. Once Ram's factory warranty expires at 3 years or 36,000 miles, you are under no obligation to service at the dealership at all. A prepaid plan that extends past that window locks you into dealer pricing at exactly the moment independent shops become your better option. Number 3. The Ram Protection Extended Warranty pitch is designed to land when you are least capable of evaluating it. The pitch lands after hours of negotiating when you are exhausted and just want the keys. That is not an accident. An extra $45 a month sounds harmless when you are already at $650. Over a 72-month loan, that is $3,240 for coverage you may never use. Here is what they will not say. The Ram Protection Plan backed by Stellantis is available through independent warranty brokers at significantly lower prices, sometimes 40% or more, depending on coverage term and deductible. Before purchasing, confirm the plan is the actual OEM Ram Protection contract, not a third-party substitute. If you already bought one at the inflated dealer price, you can cancel it for a prorated refund. That refund reduces your loan balance. You do not have to decide in that room. The plan will still exist tomorrow. Number 2. The true cost of owning a Ram 1500 is dramatically higher than the sticker price, and nobody at that desk walked you through what comes after signing. A $58,000 Ram Laramie loses roughly 20% of its value in year 1. On some recent model years, that loss has been closer to $13,000 when you factor in current market conditions. Once you pass the 3-year, 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, every repair is yours. Valve train repairs on the 5.7-liter Hemi have run owners between $4,000 and $7,000, depending on how far the damage progressed before diagnosis. A transmission rebuild on the 8HP75 can cost $4,000 to $6,000. That window sticker number is just where it starts. If they walked you through all of this, some people would pause before signing. Number 1. The interest rate markup. A documented legal practice that transferred money directly out of your pocket and into the dealer's account on the day you signed, and your dealer was trained not to explain it voluntarily. When you finance through the dealership, the lender, whether that is Ram Financial Services or a third-party bank, approves you at what is called the buy rate. 2 numbers on the same approval document, one the lender gave the dealer, one the dealer gave you. The buy rate is the actual rate you qualified for based on your credit. The dealer then quotes you the sell rate, which can run 1% to 2% higher. That gap is the finance reserve, a line item that never appears on your loan documents, but transfers money from your account to the dealers the moment the lender funds the loan. On a $58,000 Ram 1500 financed over 72 months, a 1.5% markup transfers over $2,600 directly from your loan into the dealer's account. It is completely legal. Dealers do it on almost every finance deal, and almost nobody thinks to ask. Actually, let me be more precise about that. It works because you were sitting in that chair for 2 hours. You wanted the keys, and nobody in that room told you those 2 numbers existed, let alone that they were different. Ask them directly before you sign anything. Ask this question: what is the buy rate on this loan? Bring a pre-approval from your credit union. It takes 20 minutes and costs nothing. The moment you show them a competing rate in writing, their flexibility on that number increases immediately. The truck is still there tomorrow. The negotiation is still open until your signature is on the page. Ram builds exceptional trucks. The 1500 has earned its place on American roads, and the sales numbers prove it. But the dealer network that sells and services that truck has zero incentive to prepare you for what ownership actually costs after you leave the lot. Their job is to sell the truck today and keep you coming back at their prices. Everything in this video came straight from Ram's own paperwork and federal law. It was always there. Now you know what they were counting on, you never finding out.